Good day everyone. My name is Jeevan Joseph and today I'll be presenting my software engineering assessment 1 where I analyzed WhatsApp using various modeling techniques we studied in the class. To begin with, the goal of this assessment was to apply the core principles of software engineering by examining WhatsApp, a mobile application we all use daily. I created models like use case diagrams, flowcharts, sequence diagram, and activity diagrams to simulate how WhatsApp would documented during the early software development stages. This helps illustrate how classroom concepts are used in real-world software projects. I chose WhatsApp because it's feature-rich and familiar. From messaging and media sharing to calling and group chats, it provides a great case study for modeling. It also has well-defined user roles like regular users and group admins, making it suitable for use case modeling. Its backend processes like login, message delivery, and notifications are ideal for diagrams that shows behavior and system interactions. Use case diagram. The use case diagram illustrates the core functionalities of WhatsApp application from the perspective of a single user. In this diagram, the user is represented as the primary actor who interacts with the system to perform various actions. These actions, referred to as use cases, are encapsulated within the system boundary labeled as WhatsApp. The diagram identifies 7 main use cases: register/login, send message, receive message, send media, make a call, update profile, and view chat history. Each of these use cases represent a specific function that the user can initiate. For instance, the user can create or access their account through the register login use case, communicate via text through send and receive message, share multimedia content using the send media feature, initiate voice or video call, update their personal profile information, and review past conversations through the chat history function. Arrows connecting the user to each use case indicate the direct interaction initiated by the user. Overall, this diagram provides a clear overview on how a user typically engages with the key features offered by WhatsApp. Flowchart login. The flowchart illustrates the login processes for WhatsApp application using phone number verification with one-time password or OTP. The process begins with the user initiating the login sequence marked by the start node. The user is first prompted to enter their phone number, which is followed by the request to input the OTP sent to that number. The next step is decision-making node that checks whether the entered OTP is valid. If the OTP is valid, the user is successfully authenticated and directed to the chat screen. If the OTP is invalid, the system displays an error message to the user. In both scenarios, whether the user is allowed to access or receives an error, the process concludes at the stop node. The flowchart clearly represents a typical authentication process used in mobile application to ensure secure user access. Flowchart sending message. The flowchart demonstrates the process of sending a message through the WhatsApp application. It starts with the user initiating the task by selecting a contact. A decision point then checks whether the selected contact is available in the user's contact list. If the contact is available, the user proceeds to type the message, press the send button, and the system software processes and delivers the message. If the contact is not available, the user manually enters the contact number, then follows the same steps of typing the message, pressing send, and allowing the system to deliver the message. In both cases, the process concludes with confirmation that the message has been delivered, followed by the stop node indicating the end of the task. This flowchart clearly outlines the dual pathway available depending on contact availability and ensures that messaging can occur regardless whether the number is saved in the contact list. Sequence diagram. The sequence diagram illustrates the step-by-step interaction involved when a user sends a message through the WhatsApp application. The process begins with the user opening the app and selecting an existing chat. Once inside the chat, the user composes a message and initiates the send action. This triggers the WhatsApp system to create the message, which is then passed to the chat module for processing. The chat module communicates with the message service, which is responsible for actual transmission of the message. The message service delivers the message to the intended recipient, and waits for delivery acknowledgement. Upon receiving this acknowledgement from the recipient's device, the message service informs the WhatsApp system that the message has been successfully delivered. Finally, WhatsApp provides visual feedback to the user in the form of delivered tick mark to the message. This sequence of interaction clearly demonstrates the behind the scenes coordination between system components to ensure seamless real-time communication. It also highlights the importance of message acknowledgement in confirming delivery of the sender. Activity diagram. The flowchart demonstrates the step-by-step process of creating a group in the WhatsApp application from the user's perspective. The process begins when the user launches the WhatsApp application and navigates to the chat section. From there, they select the option to create a new group and are prompted to enter a group name. A decision point checks whether the user wants to add a group icon. If they choose to do so, they are proceeded to upload an image. Otherwise, they can skip this step. Following that, the user selects the members to be added to the group. Another decision point ensures that at least one participant is chosen. If the minimum required is not met, the system halts the group creation process and displays an error message indicating that the group cannot be created. If at least one member is added, the user presses the create button, prompting the user to process the request, officially creating the group and displaying a confirmation to the user. The process concludes with the end node marking the completion of the group creation flow. This diagram clearly outlines the conditional paths involved in creating a group and ensures the essential steps like naming the group and selecting participants are mandatory, while others like uploading an icon are optional for user convenience. To wrap up, this assessment allowed me to apply key software engineering models to a real-world app. Each diagram helped demonstrate how WhatsApp functions internally and how users interact with it. These tools improve clarity among developers, designers, and stakeholders and show the value of structured planning in software development. Finally, here are the sources I used while creating the diagrams and understanding UML concepts. Thank you.